Chapter 1. Edwards Air Force Base, California. California State Route 58. December. Saturday, 11:47 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The howl of a fierce wind, a driven snow, and a bitter, biting cold. Pitch blackness along a deserted section of 4-lane highway. Other than snowfall, nothing stirred in the area, neither on the road nor in the desert sand amid the sagebrush. From the east, a set of headlights approached, the diluted beams thrusting weakly through dull gray clouds of swirling snowflakes to dimly reveal the ice-encrusted roadway. Wiper blades flashed back and forth across the windshield in a frenzied effort to keep the blowing snow at bay. Inside the cramped interior of the aging Toyota, a scowling, bald-headed, heavy-set man wearing black-framed glasses leaned forward, peering intently over the steering wheel. With a grimace, he edged his foot still further off the gas pedal, slowing the vehicle to barely more than a crawl.
Captain's log, stardate 1672.9. On the planet's surface, temperatures are beginning to drop. Our landing party there in growing jeopardy.
The driver groused, quoting Captain Kirk from an original Star Trek episode. Rubbing his tired eyes, the man strained to make out the details of the road ahead in the blackness of the storm. Then he squirmed gently in his seat, trying in vain to ease the weariness of bone and muscle that encompassed and beset him. Normally a very busy thoroughfare, SR 58 carried the east and westbound traffic between Barstow and Bakersfield. However, on this particularly stormy night, there wasn't another car or truck in sight in either direction. Nothing except the snow and his lone vehicle moved on the roadway.
This has got to be the worst storm in Southern California's history,
the man muttered, but he stayed focused on keeping the Corolla on the asphalt. Needing a distraction to help keep him awake and alert, he momentarily reached down to turn on the radio. But then, out of the corner of one eye and through an unexpected break in the gusting snow, he caught sight of a blinking light up ahead. He jerked up in disbelief. In the next instant, the light was gone, swallowed up in the blizzard. From the very brief glimpse he had, it appeared that the light was not on the roadway itself, but off to the north somewhat.
But I've already passed the California City turnoff,
he mumbled with a puzzled scowl.
There's nothing over there but sand and sagebrush.
Then the curtains of snow broke a second time, giving him a much better view of the flashing light. The source was obviously a set of hazard lights, possibly on a truck or another large vehicle of some sort. And as best he could judge, it was a good 20 yards off the road and into the desert. Moreover, at his current speed, he would pass it by in only a few more seconds. Then, without warning, directly in his path, a dark silhouette materialized out of the storm. The figure standing in the middle of his lane was desperately and wildly waving its arms. The driver's alarmed reaction was instinctive, slamming on the brakes, causing the tires to lose their precarious grip on the road. The car swerved crazily for a moment, throwing its occupant into a surging panic as he fought to regain control. Slinging the wheel back and forth, and with frantic use of the brake pedal, he barely managed to recover, after which he swung the car around this shadowy figure and into the other lane. For a moment, his foot reached for the accelerator, but he instead planted it firmly back on the brake, slowing the car to a slithering stop.
I am so tired,
the man thought to himself.
I worked 70 hours last week and 80 hours this week, 17 of them just today. I really don't want to get involved in someone else's problems right now. I need a break. But if I don't stop and try to help, this person might be stranded out here for hours. They might even die of exposure. I couldn't live with that.
As he reached for the door handle, there was a tap on the window. Startled, he instead gently rolled it down. The wind immediately and violently shoveled freezing air and churning snowflakes through the opening, sending an icy shiver down his spine. The stranded stranger standing next to the car was revealed as a taller and older man, his wrinkled face dotted with snowflakes. He was wearing gunmetal-framed glasses and a black navy cap with earmuffs, brandishing a red nose and a set of twinkling brown eyes. He was positively beaming at the driver through the open frame of the window.
Mister, I can't tell you how glad I am that you stopped.
The tall fellow shouted over the howl of the wind.
My car is off the road, and I guess I got myself good and stuck.
He seemed to be practically gushing with relief. The driver of the Corolla smiled unenthusiastically, reassured that this stranger seemed to be whole and unscathed, but also a little uncomfortable to be face to face with someone in so desolate a location, in the middle of the night, in a blinding blizzard. But, on the other hand, this fellow seemed friendly enough, and obviously needed help.